Have you ever walked through your home and felt tired without knowing why? Not physically tired, but mentally weighed down by your surroundings. Here's something most people don't realize. It's not just clutter. It's the silent friction created by the things you've outgrown, but never released. And before you turn 70, clearing these things out isn't just helpful. It can completely reshape how you experience daily life. Today, we're diving into 18 overlooked household items that may be quietly draining your energy, and what to do about them. This isn't about minimalism. It's not about throwing everything away. It's about alignment. Because as life evolves, your home should evolve with you. And sometimes, the biggest upgrade isn't adding something new. It's finally letting go of what no longer fits. Let's get into it. 1. Just in case. Furniture that limits movement. Furniture you keep just in case often becomes a daily obstacle. Extra chairs, side tables, unused cabinets, they don't just sit there. They subtly restrict how you move, clean, and relax. As mobility and comfort become more important over time, open space becomes a luxury. A room that breathes allows you to breathe. If a piece hasn't served a real purpose in the last year, it may be serving only your past, not your present. 2. Clothes that represent a different version of you. Closets often become time capsules. Outfits from careers, events, or phases of life that no longer reflect who you are today. Holding on to them can quietly create emotional friction, reminders of expectations, pressure, or identity shifts. A well-edited wardrobe isn't about less. It's about clarity. It should support your current lifestyle, not compete with it. 3. Duplicate household items that add noise. Multiple scissors, 5 spatulas, 10 coffee mugs. Duplicates seem harmless, but they create decision fatigue. More options. More micro-decisions every day. Reducing duplicates simplifies your environment, making daily routines smoother and more intuitive. Outdated technology. You no longer use old phones, tangled chargers, unused gadgets. They often stay because they still work. But if they're not actively used, they're just occupying mental and physical space. Technology should serve your life, not linger as unfinished business. 5. Paperwork. Without a clear purpose. Stacks of documents, receipts, manuals, old statements. Most of them are kept out of uncertainty, not necessity. And over time, they create visual stress and disorganization. Keeping only essential, relevant documents and digitizing when appropriate can dramatically reduce mental clutter. 6. Kitchen tools that complicate simple tasks. Specialty gadgets and rarely used appliances often make kitchens harder to navigate. When cooking becomes a process of searching and shifting items around, it adds friction to something that should feel natural. A streamlined kitchen supports ease, not effort. 7. Sentimental items without active meaning. Not all meaningful items remain meaningful forever. Some are kept out of habit, guilt, or obligation, not because they still bring joy. It's okay to preserve memories without preserving every object tied to them. Selective keeping creates space for deeper appreciation. Broken items, waiting to be fixed. Someday. If it hasn't been repaired in months or years, it's likely not going to be. These items create a subtle sense of incompletion. They remind you of tasks undone, decisions postponed. Letting them go removes that quiet mental burden. 9. Decorative items that no longer resonate. Decor should reflect how you feel now, not who you were years ago. Outdated or mismatched decor can create a subtle disconnect between you and your space. Refreshing your environment doesn't mean buying more. It often means removing what no longer fits. 10. Storage boxes you haven't opened in years. If you haven't opened a box in several years, ask yourself, what role is it playing in your life right now? Stored items often become invisible clutter, out of sight, but not out of mind. Revisiting them can bring closure or clarity. 11. Old towels, linens, and bedding. Worn-out linens are easy to overlook, but they affect daily comfort more than you realize. Keeping too many also creates unnecessary storage pressure. Quality over quantity applies here more than most areas. 12. Books you feel obligated to keep. Books can carry intellectual or emotional weight, but not every book needs to stay forever. Some serve their purpose already. Letting go of books you won't revisit creates space, both physically and mentally, for new ideas. 13. Hobby supplies from abandoned interests. Old craft kits, sports gear, or unfinished projects often represent good intentions. But if the interest has faded, keeping the materials can feel like holding on to pressure rather than passion. Releasing them allows you to focus on what truly brings you fulfillment now. 14. Items you keep out of guilt. This might be the most important one. Gifts you never liked. Items you inherited but don't connect with. Things you feel you should keep. Guilt is not a good reason to give something space in your home. Your environment should support your well-being, not your obligations. 15. Expired or unused pantry items that create hidden waste. Take a look inside your pantry. How many items are sitting there untouched for months or even years? Canned goods you forgot about, spices that lost their flavor, snacks you bought but never enjoyed. These items don't just take up space, they create hidden waste and make it harder to see what you actually have. This often leads to overbuying, cluttered shelves, and unnecessary spending. A well-maintained pantry isn't about having more, it's about having clarity. When everything inside is fresh, visible, and usable, meal preparation becomes easier and more efficient. Letting go of expired or unused items isn't wasteful, it's a reset. It allows your kitchen to support your current habits, not outdated ones. 16. Items you're keeping for guests who rarely visit. Extra sets of dishes, unused guest bedding, or furniture reserved for visitors who come once every few years. While it's thoughtful to be prepared, dedicating large portions of your home to what-if scenarios can limit how you enjoy your space every day. Your home should serve you first, not hypothetical situations. Consider scaling down guest-specific items to only what's practical. This frees up space for daily comfort, rather than occasional use. 17. Old cleaning supplies you don't trust or use. Half-empty bottles under the sink. Products you tried once and didn't like. Supplies you forgot you even had. Over time, these pile up and make cleaning feel more complicated than it needs to be. Instead of helping, they create hesitation. Which one should I use? Does this still work? Simplifying your cleaning supplies to a few reliable products makes routines faster and less stressful. When everything you own is something you trust and use, maintenance becomes effortless. 18. Items that require more maintenance than joy. Some belongings demand constant attention, delicate decor, high-maintenance furniture, or items that are difficult to clean or store. At one point, they may have felt sometimes it's not the obvious clutter that weighs us down. Require can outweigh the quiet, overlooked items that no longer match the rhythm of our lives, drain your time and energy. And once you start noticing priorities shift, you'll realize how much lighter your standards and your mind means raising your quality of life. If something feels like a responsibility instead of a benefit, it may be time to reconsider its place in your home.